Alright guys, today's a little different. I had planned on doing a big loop, a really huge one. But I had gone on a walk along the creek the other day and noticed some really strange beaver activity there, like they were starting new construction, so I wanted to revisit it. This is the property line on the south side heading toward the water. This fence is the property line. And here's that corner. You're familiar with that already. The first bridge. So I've got to get an industrial strength weed eater and just take some of these paths and knock everything down. This has come up like crazy just in a few days. There's the main creek that is the property line out here, and it runs off that way, but we have to take a series of bridges to follow it. And there's the main culprit beaver dam down there too, if you can see it. On the full creek loop video, we come up on the other side of that. Here's the bridge of no return. If we go over this bridge, we have to come back over it to get out, even though we can walk like an hour and a half on the other side. So that's a cool loop. We're just going over there with the purpose of reviewing what we saw on our last walk over there. King Kong versus Godzilla trees, where all the tree violence is going on over there. There's a lightning strike. It's charred. Whole big tree came down here. When you hear that noise, it only means one thing. Beaver. Downstream of the beaver dam and upstream of the beaver dam. There's like a 2-foot difference if you look at the bank. And that one's a little one. That's a minor one. I did have a dream that I came out here and saw a beaver, and it was like the size of a cow, and it turned and looked at me, and it had really, really yellow teeth, and then it just went back to like grazing, but it had the head of a beaver. It was really weird. I guess they got in my head. Completely passive. I wasn't even afraid of it, just surprised. So this was a master beaver dam here. And the last time I was here, this was like kind of the end of the road because this dam had made everything marshland behind it. But you can see farther upstream, the beavers must have dammed the water that was coming down here, and it's all dry now. It's crazy. And you can see there's a few beaver dams along here that are just abandoned projects now. An empty creek. And this used to be really, really swampy just a week or two ago. They're so good at that, just laying them down in the right spot. Evidence. Here's a stash for the dudes. They do have layers and stuff that they do. That's natural debris or logs and stuff. It doesn't look trashed to me. That looks kind of cool, you know. I guess if I wanted to clear any of that, I could. This is a magical pathway that I found here. It looked like a doorway when I came up to it. And as you go through it, there's a little transformation. It even feels like you step into a more cool, different environment. Someone's been busy. I think this is where they were building. This is near the end of the property up here. This is an extreme corner. But I saw this stash and I'm like, oh, they're building something close here. And then I looked at the bank over there. See all those bigger sticks, how they're lined up? And it looks like this is the beginning of a construction. I've checked it a couple days now and haven't seen any changes, but I'm going to keep coming back here because that would be cool to watch. I'd even put a full-time camera out here. There's the creek running north out of my property. And to the right, you'll see the other creek that joins us here. And that's the end of the line here. Heading back to the bridge of no return. The creek is to our right. And we're heading south. Once we get back over on that side, we'll continue a big loop from the creek area over to the central park area. Another lightning strike here or forest fire. But that's a good marker to let us know when we've gotten to The bridge of no return. Flighty boy. Now we're still heading north again. We came from directly behind, and now we bypassed the bridge and we're going north along the creek. Clyde's got a cough. So this is not the creek, this is just a feeder, it's a tributary. I think the beavers even caused these by blockading things. This mesh and web of creeks and feeders like grow. Walking, 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 more trees. So if this is not your thing, this is not your thing. Anyone who's not into nature or outdoors or forests, I think could find this place unnerving. It's very isolated. Some of it's like swampland. Some of it's like jungle. Some of it is like Robin Hood's Sherwood Forest. This is yet another bridge, and that's actually the name of it. Yet another bridge. Cutting across from Point Bonnie. That's what this is called because she fell in the water here trying to get a drink, and I had to rescue her. I'll see if I can find that footage, because yes, I filmed it. Here we are, coming out in a clearing. The Central Park area. That's the big clearing. See the big evergreen in the middle there, the Douglas fir? That's very cool. That would be cool to clear out around it. This is a big clearing, but it's also a hub in a spoke of about 5 or 6 paths that lead around. So we're actually heading toward the house right now. Familiar stack of logs. The shooting range is over that way. If you haven't seen that video already, that's a real thing. And the creek is over that way. The house is straight ahead. This is the road to take to the shooting range. And this is heading to the house. You can even see my Jeep up there, I think.